Well, hello, everyone. My name is John Brenneman, and I'm the president here at MOAA Vacations. I want to thank everybody for joining us for today's webinar. We are joined today by Kristen with Royal Caribbean, and we have a lot of great information to go through with you today. So, Kristen, if you want to go ahead and flip to the next screen. Before we get started, I had a little housekeeping that I always like to take care of. And the first thing I always like to mention is we are recording this webinar. So tomorrow you'll receive an email that will include a link to our YouTube channel where this video will be posted. So if there's something you want to revisit or review or watch again, you can certainly use that link to see it. I always like to start out and talk a little bit about MOAA Vacations and kind of what makes us unique and why we should be your travel agency of choice. The first thing I always mention is our superior service. We are, and we continue to be the only travel agency in the country that offers travel on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. If you should have any issue or problem or concern prior to departure or during your cruise, you give us a call. All of these issues are handled either by myself or our Vice President, Mike Tyrell. So if you have a problem, you immediately go to management, and then I reach out to my friends in the travel industry, like Kristen, who works with me to get this resolved in a very timely manner. A lot of people are shocked to hear that the industry standard is 6 to 8 weeks if a passenger has an issue. That's both on the cruise side and on the tour side. So if you were to say, of course, you wouldn't have a problem with Royal Caribbean, let's pick on somebody else. If you had a problem on a Princess cruise and you called Princess, they have a customer relations department. The first thing they would tell you is to put it in writing. And then when you submitted your written issue, they would give you a response that says they'll reply within 6 to 8 weeks. So we certainly look to do much better than that. In fact, our target is 24 hours to get a reply to you if you should have an issue. Lowest price, I mentioned this at all the webinars, but you know, today after Kristen and I did a little testing, I actually had a little bit of time before we started, so I went and looked. And in addition to just the lowest price, what I want to talk about is in a lot of instances, we actually have discounts below the lowest price. And for lowest price, we'll just use something simple, and that would be the pricing that's on Royal Caribbean's website, their public pricing that they have. And so what I looked at is I looked between November 3rd, that's about 60 some days from now, so that in case anybody wanted to go short notice. And so between November 3rd and August 28th of 2025, so, you know, a little past the first quarter of 2025, we actually have 507 different Royal Caribbean cruises that we have a discount on. And this would be the fact that our price would be lower than the price you would get by calling Royal Caribbean or going to Royal Caribbean's website. And those are the prices that the majority of the travel agencies in the country have. So when we talk about the lowest price, it's often lower price as compared to lowest. So it's lower than what you can get from the cruise line. One of the ones I saw today, and I don't know if Kristen will be shocked as we actually have a group, a block of cabins held on Utopia of the Seas, which is $521 plus tax for a balcony stateroom. Isn't that just amazingly low, Kristen? I couldn't believe it.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
We only have 8 balconies, but it's funny. I saw the piece come across my desk, and the first thing I did is I called our marketing team and said, oh, I caught a typo. It cannot be $521 for a balcony stateroom on the Utopia. And Kristen's going to talk more about the Utopia, but it's one of their new ships. So this is a brand new ship in a balcony stateroom. MOAA amenities, the free amenities, is a program we put together with a variety of different cruise lines and tour companies. And what the thought process is in addition to the lowest price, or in many cases, a lower price than you can get direct, we wanted to offer an amenity to reward you or to recognize your past and continued service. Royal Caribbean does participate in this program. What we are able to offer with Royal Caribbean is an onboard credit on select sailings. And in fact, it happens to be those 507 departures I mentioned that we have a discount on. Those are also the departures on which we have free onboard credit. And this MOAA amenity program, as I mentioned, we have on the majority of cruise lines and tour companies. And as I said, recognition for your past and continued service. And then group departures. One of the things that we can offer you that other travel agencies can't is the opportunity to travel with your fellow MOAA members, not only from your own city or your own local chapter, if you belong to your local MOAA chapter, but with your MOAA members all across the country. And it is just, I just got back from Dublin on Tuesday. I was there with a MOAA group of people from all across the country. The group went over to Dublin to see the Navy Notre Dame game. And I can tell you, everyone just raved about how much it added to the experience of being there with a group of their fellow MOAA members. As I said at the welcome reception at that event, and I say at MOAA events all across the country, when you travel with a group of MOAA members, you're basically just traveling with friends who you just haven't met yet. And we're going to talk, or Kristen's going to talk a little bit more about some unbelievable group opportunities we have for you with Royal Caribbean for next year. The last thing I always like to talk about, I mentioned earlier that you can share this video, or excuse me, that you can review this video when you get it tomorrow. We certainly want to invite you to share it. Anything that we offer you as a MOAA member, we offer to anyone traveling with you as well. So if your vacation would be more enjoyable if you were joined by family or friends, feel free to invite them along. They get our same service guarantee. They get the guaranteed lowest price or the lower price. They get the free amenity program, and they are invited to join us on any of these MOAA group departures as well. In fact, I can't think of a group we've done in a long time that at least one or two or three people haven't brought friends and family along, which just adds to the enjoyment of everyone. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kristen. I know she has a lot of information she's going to go through today. During her presentation, there is the opportunity to ask questions. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I'm going to shut my camera off real quick, and I'm going to be online answering those questions. And if it's something I can't answer, or if it's something I think that everyone would benefit from hearing the answer to, after Kristen finishes her presentation, I'm going to hop back on camera, and Kristen and I are going to be around to answer any questions you have about Royal Caribbean, about the new ships, the Icon and the Utopia, about our group departures, or anything else that you have that you'd like an answer to. So with that being said, Kristen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, I'm Kristen from Royal Caribbean. I'm very happy to be here today to share a lot of great information with you. And there is a lot to go over, so stick with me till the end. I think you'll be very happy that you did. But first, I have to say, I wish I could have gone on John's group, MOAA group, to Dublin for the Notre Dame Navy game. My daughter goes to Notre Dame, and between the two of them, I heard amazing stories, so it just sounds like a fantastic trip. So if any of you got to participate, very lucky to go. So Royal Caribbean, our mission statement is to basically inspire adventure. We want you on board doing excursions, experiencing what we offer on our ships. And we want to expand your horizons and bring you to life and connect you with different people. And different groups are a perfect way to do that. We want you to discover great experiences on board. We deliver great vacations. We focus on the customer. We develop great destinations, which we're going to take a look at. We modernize our fleet regularly, and then we design for the future. And we are going to take a look at Icon because she is coming out in January, and she's going to be a game changer of a cruise ship. Again, our three pillars basically are to help you explore the world. We want to inspire adventure in your spirit and deliver world-class service. So what does a Royal Caribbean cruising lifestyle look like? Pretty much, we offer something for everyone. We have top-notch entertainment for any type of entertainment that you're interested in, all the way from full-scale Broadway full-length shows on full-size stages to comedy to karaoke. We have aqua shows, ice skating shows, all kinds of amazing entertainment on board that will keep you busy. We have signature activities, of course, dining. We're going to take a quick look at dining today, but that's always something that is top of the list when you're cruising. Lounges and nightlife, a plethora of those. We have an amazing award-winning kid and teen program called Adventure Ocean. We have a fantastic fitness and spa. I honestly haven't visited I haven't used the fitness center, but all of the Pelotons and bikes are located right in front of the floor to ceiling windows with the best view that you can even imagine. We're going to take a quick look at our accommodations today. Our private island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We offer pools and outdoor amenities, and then unsurpassed service. So a lot of times people think Royal Caribbean is only located in the Caribbean. Totally understand that. It's in our name. And yes, we do the Caribbean like no other brand. We have 22 ships in the Caribbean, and we have got it wired down there. But we also have 7 ships in Europe, 4 in Alaska, 1 on the West Coast, 5 on the Northeast, 3 in Australia, New Zealand, and South Pacific, and 1 in Asia. So we pretty much can take you anywhere in the world that you desire to go. Also, we're going to take a quick look at our ships and all the classes of ships because we do have a variety of sizes. We are large ships. We have massive size ships. But we're going to talk about how our designers have navigated that for you so that it doesn't feel that large when you're on board. If you don't want a massive size ship, we've got the Vision class, which is about 2,000 capacity, all the way up to our new Icon class, which is going to be 5,600. And again, I promise you, when you see the layout and how we navigate traffic control, let's say, on board, you will understand that it really does not feel like that big of a ship. So beginning with the Icon and our innovative ships that we have designed, the Icon will be the largest cruise ship in the world. It has more bells and whistles than we even have time to go over today, but it is arriving in January of 2024. These are just a few fun facts and figures about the ship. You can see that it's going to be 20 stories tall, 20 decks tall. Double occupancy will be 5,600 guests. And this ship specifically is built for families. It covers all ages. There is something for everyone on this ship, on all of our ships, but this one in particular is built for multi-generational families, and it is 83% third and fourth rooms. So you can fit up to from 3 to 6 people in each room. We're going to have more pools on board than any other cruise ship. And we have a water park actually on this ship. We have the Crown's Edge, which we're going to take a look at. That's new to the brand. The Aquadome, we have moved to the front of this ship, which will include a 5-story shape-shifting waterfall. We have a suspended pool, 65 feet in the air. We have a total surfside, family-oriented, fun area on board, which is also new to brand. Again, we have 7 pools on board, and we will have the largest pool at sea on board. So a lot of fun things to do on this ship. This ship will have 8 neighborhoods, Thrill Island being one of them, the Surfside family area being another, Chill Island in case you just want to chill out, the Hideaway, which is a lot of adult time in there, Central Park, which is my favorite part, the Royal Promenade. We have a new suite neighborhood, and then again, we have the Aquadome, and there are so many exciting things happening in that Aquadome. But first, we're going to take a quick look at Thrill Island because here we have a Category 6 water park that will have 6 slides, massive slides, a lot of returning favorites, and we are going to have Crown's Edge in this area as well. Keep in mind that everything you see on board, for the most part, almost everything you see in terms of amenities and things to do is fully complimentary. So on other brands, it's not necessarily so. Crown's Edge is new to brand. This is what I was talking about. You are going to walk out, you're harnessed in 154 feet above the ocean. And then one of those little tiles is going to fall out from under you at any given moment. You don't know when that's going to be. And you're going to sail around the 5-story crown and anchor to the other side of the ship, which I probably will not be doing, but hopefully some of you will, because I think it would be fantastic. Thrill Island will, of course, include all of the favorites that we have on board our current ships, the mini golf, the flow rider, rock climbing wall, all the sports courts, which are now, we do have, everything has been set up for pickleball. So that's a really big deal. Pickleball seems to be very popular. All of our ships are set up for that. The Chill Island part of the ship, Chill Island neighborhood, will have 4 pools, 6 whirlpools, 4 lime and coconuts, including our first ever frozen cocktail bar. Super fun place to hang out. Of course, the in-water loungers will be there, and then we'll have live Caribbean music all over the ship. But Swim and Tonic is new to brand as well. It'll be the largest swim-up bar at sea and the first one in our fleet. We'll have 26 in-water loungers, a whirlpool, and again, lots of fun music. Keeping with the pools, we're going to have Cloud 17, great view, sort of an infinity pool. It is adult only, so that will be located on deck 17. It's secluded. It's got the cantilevered whirlpools, dedicated lime and coconut bar. Got all your bases covered for a nice adult afternoon there. You don't want all the kiddos running around. We will have an exclusive sun deck for the Royal Class suites and guests. We're going to take a look at that as we get a little bit further into the presentation. And this will also have your own private dining, which is al fresco restaurant called The Grove. This ship will have iconic wows in its aquadome. Absolute Zero will be housed there. And like I mentioned, the Aquadome Theater, which will be different things at different times of day. But we've moved our Aqua Theater to this portion of the ship, and we're going to have a shape-shifting 5-story waterfall as part of the production now. So from what I've heard, this is going to be our Aqua Theater shows on steroids, like unbelievable. So when you're with us on Icon, definitely not a show to miss. We will in the Royal Promenade also have Absolute Zero, which is our ice skating rink with our ice skating shows. Oftentimes we have Olympic caliber ice skaters performing. This arena has been made a lot larger, but there's also other things that you can do. You can have events here. A lot of the fun things that your cruise director hosts will be here, and they just cover the ice skating rink with some flooring. There will be 15 bars and restaurants, cafes in this area. All the parades, parties, everything will be housed there. So a really fun part of this ship. Also, we have iconic stays. Like I mentioned, the ship is absolutely built for families with incredible views, but it also offers ultimate luxury. It includes a 3-story ultimate family townhouse. Here's a picture of it right now. But this also comes with its own picket fence and its own mailbox, and you are catered up and down all day long to every whim that you are desiring. That is housed in our suite neighborhood, which is also new. And the suites in our suite neighborhood will include the Royal Suite class. You will also have access to the Grove Suite Sun Deck. You'll have your own suite lounge and your exclusive dining, which will be Coastal Kitchen and the Grove. A lot of times you don't think of Royal as offering luxury, but we absolutely 100% do. If you are that luxury traveler, but you still want a lot of fun and exciting things to do on ship, we are the brand for you. This is a great picture of our Royal Loft Suite, which includes the baby grand piano. And then they just go up from there to the iconic loft, the Sunset Suite, and the Infinite Grand Suite. So a lot of really fun things happening on the Icon. We're doing a little bit of a drip campaign to release limited information until she comes out in January. But her itinerary is going to include 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean, and every single sailing will include Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So it is a vacation in and of itself while on board, but then you have the full day at Perfect Day, and we're going to take a look at Perfect Day at Coco Cay in just a little bit. Right after Icon, we have Utopia of the Seas coming out. So we are creating Icon, which is a new category for us, class of ship. And then we're going back, and Utopia is an Oasis class ship. So Utopia, which is going to be our 6th in the Oasis category class, is going to be doing 3- and 4-night sailings. So that's very rare to have a new ship come out and have them do the short sailings down in the Caribbean. She'll be sailing from Port Canaveral. But for those of you who maybe haven't experienced Royal yet, or are maybe a little bit timid about experiencing a larger size ship, this is the perfect ship and itinerary for you. First to brand, first to cruise. I invite you to join us, and I promise once you get on this ship, you are going to fall in love. And there's just so many fun things to do on there. And we do have a few surprises. She is our 6th in the Oasis class. These are the other ships in the Oasis class. They were game changers at the time, still game changers, favorite ships in the world, largest ships in the world, and there's a lot to do on them. We've got all kinds of activities. Again, we've got our award-winning Adventure Ocean program for kids 6 months all the way up to 16 years old, fully complimentary. Everyone that it is, all of our educators have been educated with a college degree in childhood education. We are completely accessible for special needs in every variety, in every regard, including autism, specially trained, but we are filled with entertainment and nightlife, all kinds of dining options, and then the accommodations are spectacular. On our Oasis class ships, we have 7 neighborhoods, which was first of its kind. We've got the boardwalk, the Royal Promenade, where all kinds of fun things happen. The theme parties are there, the parades are there, everything goes down there. Great part of the ship. Pool and sports zones, Central Park, which is my favorite. All the high-end dining is there. There's great wine bars. We've imported 14,000 live plants. So we have a full-time horticulture specialist on board who takes care of all of the plants with us. We've got, of course, the spa and fitness center, the youth zone, and then entertainment all over the ships. I just had to show you a picture of Central Park because it is my favorite. As you can see, it's just a lovely area to hang out and people watch. On Utopia, we are offering bigger ways to splash, bigger ways to dine with some new to brand options for you, and bigger ways to party. So bigger ways to splash, we're going to have 5 pools on board, 8 whirlpools. And then again, every itinerary will visit Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So you've got all the excitement from Perfect Day added into your short itineraries on Utopia. And it's just one big fun weekend, which is what we're calling it. Bigger ways to dine, we have 21 dining options on board, including the 5 at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We have 6 teppanyaki tables, which is our biggest in our Izumi that we have to brand. We've got ice cream at Sprinkles, and then we have a new immersive train car dining experience, which I'm super excited about. We also included in Izumi have the, it's like the window to go. So you can get sushi to go, which I think is going to be great. So you don't have to actually sit down. They haven't released a whole lot about the dining car, the train car experience, but it will be immersive. And I'm excited to hear more about it. I think this will be a very popular item or dining experience to do on board. The Mason jar will be on Utopia, one of the favorites. All kinds of ways to party on board. We've got 10 DJs on board, including Coco Cay, the full casino, all kinds of bars and lounges. We've got new shows on board. Again, our entertainment on Royal Caribbean is bar none the best of any brand. I can say that because I'm kind of snooty about entertainment. I've seen a lot, and I have not seen a bad show on a Royal Caribbean ship yet. We have the new Tiki Bar, which is called the Pesky Parrot. That's new to brand. So I think that one will be really fun too, keeping in theme with the whole Caribbean vibe that we are trying to put on this ship. Bell and Barley is also new, craft brewery. And then again, the entertainment. This is the Aquadome Theater on our Oasis class ships that are at the back of the ship. So we are keeping it there for this ship coming out. And this is a great image of the Aqua Theater show we put on every night, and highly encourage you not to miss that. It is spectacular. We have a couple new suites that will be located in Utopia, the Solarium Suite, which is pictured, and the Junior Sky Suite, which will be fantastic, nice and large, well appointed, great color scheme. And then we also have a new square shape interior, which I think will be very popular because I think it looks very spacious. Everybody likes to hear about dining, so we're just going to take a quick look at our dining options for you. You can dine all day long if you want to. We have My Time dining, which is flexible or traditional. Of course, you can still have room service. We've got all kinds of options for complimentary dining, a la carte options, which usually have a fee to them. So let's just say Starbucks, Johnny Rockets, and then the candy store, things like that. Playmakers, I do believe, charges you for the wings. For some reason, we charge for wings. Suite exclusive dining, and then specialty dining. And we offer, like I said, tons of options for complimentary dining. This is just a few of what we offer. And then you can also purchase dining and beverage packages should you wish, and your travel advisor team with John can help you identify what will work best for you. Our specialty dining is fantastic. Chops Grill, top-notch steak, Chef's Table, which is amazing, Jamie's Italian, Giovanni's, 150 Central Park, super fancy, Izumi if you are a sushi fan, and then Playmakers is our sports bar and arcade, all very fun, all very unique. Wonderland is a very unique option if you are a foodie and an enthusiast and like something a little bit different. It is a definite play on the senses. So Utopia of the Seas is actually open for sale right now. And your travel advisor with John can definitely help set you up there. But we're doing 3 and 4 nights. And again, it's down in the Bahamas, leaving out of Port Canaveral. Every single itinerary visits Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So what is Perfect Day at Coco Cay? That is our own private island that the only people that can visit there have to be sailing on our ships. And we allow 2 ships in per day. And this is a great visual of what the thrill park sort of looks like on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. But there is absolutely something for everyone on our private island. This is a great shot of the Oasis Lagoon. We've got all kinds of beaches and cabanas everywhere. We've got the swim up bar, which is the largest swim up bar in the area. You can see that it's just a massive pool. All these fun things on Perfect Day we have tried to incorporate into the Icon, our new ship, and Utopia. If you want something a little bit more quiet and serene and maybe not so many kiddos running around, we have the Cocoa Beach Club, which will elevate your beach day. All kinds of overwater cabanas. It's a great visual of what they look like. I think that we allow 8 adults for the overwater cabanas. Of course, if we were in college, we could probably fit at least 50 of us on there, but we don't want that to happen. Another great shot of the overwater cabanas, just super luxury. So again, along with our ships, both our ships and Perfect Day at Coco Cay really have something to offer for everyone. So we are moving on to our Alaska. We're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into our Alaska adventures because your MOAA team has pulled out a group that is right now probably far under the cost of what our prevailing rates are. And John has masterfully picked out this amazing itinerary that we're going to take a really good look at today, which will include a land tour option. So we have selected a 7-night Alaska sailing starting on July 12th of 2024. And you will start in Vancouver in British Columbia. You'll do the Inside Passage, which hands down is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You'll visit Juneau, Icy Strait Point, Sitka, Skagway, Hubbard Glacier, and then Seward. And from there, you will begin your land tour portion. So on Royal Caribbean, every single sailing that we have visits the Hubbard Glacier, and our captains are amazing. They get you right up in there, close and personal. You sail in. It's very serene. It's just beautiful. We're going to take a look at some of the glaciers in just a minute, but a lot of people have Alaska on their bucket list, and you know why Alaska? Everybody wants to see Denali, of course. You want to see the glaciers. You want to see the wildlife, the culture, the wilderness. There are so many amazing things to do in Alaska, and it is multi-gen. I mean, it is absolutely for everyone. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like in terms of the glaciers, the wildlife, the wilderness, visiting Denali, the culture. And I'm going to share also some of my personal experiences and then do a breakdown of the group that we've actually selected for you to sail and experience the land tour portion. The glaciers, we get you right into Hubbard Glacier. Absolutely beautiful. We also take you to Dawes, Mendenhall Glacier. You can experience it up close and personal. Like I said, our captain gets you right in there. And Hubbard Glacier is actually the largest, most active glacier in Alaska. It is massive. There's oftentimes calving going on, so you're going to hear the thunderous roar of the ice falling into the ocean. The brash ice all around you is absolutely beautiful. It's like colors you've never seen before. I highly recommend, if you sail with us to Alaska, I know a lot of people say interior room is fine for me, but no, it's not. You need a balcony. And John and the team have selected a lot of balcony options for you. So we also visit Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier, which is equally as beautiful. This was my experience at Dawes Glacier and Mendenhall Glacier. As you can see, this was on our way out, the center picture, but my husband and I were on this sailing and we went up to the top and sort of sailed in quietly, got the full-on close-up view, and then we ran back to our room and ordered room service, which was a spectacular way to sort of sail away quietly and just taking in the beauty around us. Doing a little bit of yoga there right by the Mendenhall Glacier. And this is some of our wildlife images that we saw and took pictures of. You are going to see a lot of wildlife. When you do the cruise tour, we get you out there. You're going to see massive amounts of bald eagles. You're going to see bears. You're going to see whales. On our tour, land tour, we saw 4 different types of whales just in one day while we were sailing around Resurrection Bay. And you can see that the wilderness is absolutely stunning. That's not usually what people say they want to go to Alaska for, but once you get there and you sort of get it in your system, in your bones, and you really take a look at the beauty around you, it is unsurpassed. I mean, I've never seen anything so gorgeous. And that was one of the favorite things that I came home with, was just realizing it is truly the last frontier. Again, Alaska is adventure for all ages. We can take care of you no matter what age you are. We have 4 ships in Alaska: Quantum of the Seas, Radiance of the Seas, Brilliance, and Ovation of the Seas. So 2 Quantum class ships and 2 Radiance class ships. We're going to focus on Radiance today because this is the ship that will also take you on your cruise tour, and this is the ship that you will be sailing on. So again, you'll be leaving out of Seward. You can see your itinerary right here. And then once you get to Seward, we'll be taking you on to your cruise tour portion. This ship has a lot of bells and whistles to offer, all kinds of activities, a lot of the bells and whistles that Royal is known for, great entertainment and nightlife, all kinds of dining. And then the accommodations are fantastic. So you're going to have a great time on this ship. It is not one of our massive ships. So the guest capacity is 2,100, which I think is perfect for this part of the world. Great shot of the inside passage, which was my absolute favorite. Exploring the glaciers in Juneau. You're going to visit sometimes Ketchikan, which is a charming little town. All kinds of fun things to do there. All kinds of fun excursions that we do offer. This is in Skagway, Alaska, the train that takes you up into the old gold mining areas. So we're going to take a look at the Alaska cruise tours and what that looks like with Royal Caribbean. This is actually a shot of the Wilderness Express, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And Royal Caribbean has the very last 2 cars on this train. I promise you, everyone who is loading into this train wants the last 2 cars, but you either have to sail with Royal or Celebrity to get on those last 2 cars. They are dedicated to us and we take fantastic care of you. We're going to look at that also. We have different cruise tours. I think John has selected a perfect one. It gives you just enough time to really embrace Alaska, explore everything she has to offer, and just take it all in. You won't be ready to come home. But we do offer 11 unique cruise tours. Every single option visits Denali with an overnight. We have 6 overnight land destinations, and we visit 4 to 5 ports, always along with the Hubbard Glacier. So where do our cruise tours take you? We take you to Fairbanks, Denali National Park, Talkeetna, Anchorage, and Alyeska. So this is the cruise tour route. You're going to experience the Wilderness Express train car, Denali National Park. So many fun, exciting things today to do. And we really do. We have a lot of experiences included in your cruise tour package. This is a rough breakdown of what that package looks like and what you're going to be doing day by day. We have Resurrection Bay Wildlife Cruise with Fox Island Lunch. That was actually one of my favorite things to do. It takes you to parts of Resurrection Bay that actually look like they should be in a movie like Game of Thrones or The Hobbit. spectacular wilderness and just viewing. You're going to visit the Anchorage Museum. You have a rail from Anchorage to Talkeetna, rail from Talkeetna to Denali, the Riverboat Discovery Cruise, and the Denali National History Tour. All of those excursions are actually included in your experience. In addition to that, we've got a number of fantastic excursions that you can explore. Our cruise tour option is 95% consumer satisfaction. It's the highest in the industry, and that's due to our lodging, our service, and our transportation that we offer. We offer the best lodging in the local environments that Alaska has to offer. So you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, and you'll be staying in all of these, Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge, which overlooks Denali. So on the back of Talkeetna Alaska Lodge, there's a massive deck space. And in the upper right, that is your view. That was the view we had for 3 days solid from the back of the lodge. Absolutely stunning. That's Denali in the distance. Denali Park Village, a little bit more rustic, but still the best the area has to offer. And we don't take you outside of the village areas. We keep you right inside so that you can explore your excursions, the town, the environment, and sort of absorb the culture a little bit more. And then Hotel Alyeska is literally the only 5-star, and I'm talking 5-star on steroid hotel in Alaska, and it is absolutely amazing. Like I said, we have a 9.48 satisfaction, which is fantastic in the industry. Our adventure specialists are passionate about sharing their home. They are all usually from there or have lived there for quite a long time. And they take great pride in sharing their Alaska home with you. We, on our Wilderness Express, like I said, have the last 2 cars, which are the best. This is what they look like. We have a full service bar in the upper area on the upper deck. Full leather loungers you can plug in. Hopefully you won't plug in for too long, only to recharge your phone, but just a fantastic view. And you have a dedicated tour conductor that will sort of guide you and explain what you're seeing and tell stories about the area. Then on the below deck, this is my partner, my colleague Garrett and I, we take you down for lunch. We have a fully catered lunch that is with a full bar that is prepared for you by our chef on the Wilderness Express, and it's all local foods and produce and just a really great menu. This is what your Alaska Railroad looks like, getting you from Seward all the way up to Fairbanks. So we break it up for you. We have the Denali Star, we have the Glacier Discovery. So we break everything up by motor coach, train, Alaska Wilderness Express, and that way you're not sitting for 9 hours straight. We really try to break it up so that it's a great experience for you, something that you will not forget. It's a lifetime experience, bucket list. And since I have you, I just want to show you some personal pictures about what we did on my own cruise tour, which was actually a FAM with my team. And it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. So we start you in Anchorage, if that's the passage that you're taking. If you're starting, you can either go northbound or southbound. I actually encourage going northbound, doing the cruise first, because you sort of get, if you haven't been to Alaska, you get some time to take it all in. You get to understand the beauty and the culture and what Alaska has to offer. And then by the time you get off ship, you've got this amazing land tour portion just waiting for you to take you deeper into Alaska and explore it even more. So we overnight you at the JW Marriott. There's all kinds of places to have a great dinner. Halibut cheeks are a delicacy. I highly recommend, if they are on the menu, you have to order those. This was our team, so we were all traveling together. And again, this just sort of gives you an inside look at what your cruise tour is going to look like. So on day 2 from Anchorage to Seward, we did the motor coach drive. We had the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, Resurrection Bay, with lunch on Fox Island. Again, we saw all kinds of whales just out on Resurrection Bay sailing. We visited the Alaska Sea Life Center and the Seaward Windsong Lodge, and we had gorgeous weather in May. It was spectacular. We saw all kinds of wildlife. This was on our boat doing Resurrection Bay. It was amazing, just beautiful. Like I said, the scenery in Resurrection Bay was fantastic. Looks like it could be in a movie. Whale shots. This is on Fox Island where we had lunch, and they prepare a huge lunch for you. that consists of chicken, usually salmon or some kind of fish, and then they usually do have a beef, all kinds of vegetables, salads, drinks, anything. Everything is included. It's amazing. And so that night we stayed at I'm trying to our lodging that night. I need to go back and look at it. But Resurrection Roadhouse, the lodging here was more rustic. This was actually at midnight, and we were having dinner, and it is a 5-star restaurant attached to the lodging. So really fun, really great. Again, this was at midnight. Super fun day. You're going to love it. Seward to Talkeetna, we take the motor coach. We drive you in motor coach. And what's amazing about our motor coaches is we have the best motor coaches in the industry. And you will have a dedicated tour guide and driver. So you actually build relationships with you. They are with you the entire time. We take your luggage from the motor coach to your hotel room and back from your hotel room into the motor coach. You never have to lift up your luggage. Our driver was Rose and our tour guide was Kathy, and you're probably going to have a pen pal by the end of your experience. But on this day, I won't read exactly everything that we did, but it was an amazing, busy day again. And some of these excursions were not included in the land tour portion, so you will have plenty of time to add extra things on. The glacier landing into Denali was amazing. We're going to look at that. But this is Hotel Alyeska, and it is super fancy pants, 5-star on steroid. You are going to love it. This is a picture of the national. It's a cultural site that you will get to visit. And this was our leader that was taking us through all kinds of different experiences. And then we got to walk around. It's a really fantastic inclusion in your cruise tour portion. Had great weather. We took a flight up to Denali where we landed on a glacier. This is the plane that we took. View from the plane. Highly recommend this. It is expensive, but it is hands down worth it. We made snow angels on a glacier that nobody's ever been on before. This was the view out of the Talkeetna Lodge, the back deck that I was talking about. Absolutely gorgeous. And then day 4, we did Talkeetna to Denali. We did the Morning Wilderness Express. We did the Denali Natural History Tour of Denali National Park. We did an ATV tour, and then we stayed overnight at Denali Park Village, which again is one of the more rustic. This is our team on the Wilderness Express, our view. These ATVing, everything was melting. It was super muddy. I had to throw my clothes and my boots away because it was crazy sopping wet, but it was amazing. Highly recommend that. And then on day 5, we took the motor coach from Denali to Fairbanks. We did a site inspection of a hotel, which in some instances you will be staying at. Riverboat Discovery, which is a fantastic inclusion in our product. Site inspection of Pike's Waterfront Lodge, which is an option for you as well. And then we had dinner at the Salmon Bake, which is also an option for you. This is on the riverboat, super fun. This is part of the riverboat tour. It's a great date excursion. And then we closed out the day with the Salmon Bake. And this Salmon Bake is fantastic. You go through this little cave into a wide open area, and there are things going on everywhere. Very fun. Salmon is baking, chicken's baking, beef options. There's more food than I can even express to you, but it is just an amazing experience that you are going to love. It's a great picture. And then on our last day, we did the Gold Dredge. This is not included, but it's always super fun. This is our team. Nobody made any money, but we did come home with some gold flakes. So yes, Alaska, you are just going to love this experience, and your MOAA team is happy to set you up with that group that John has pulled for you. We also have another group pulled for you that is a Europe group. We go everywhere in Europe. We sail all over. The thing I love about our Europe sailings, this is the actual itinerary that we have selected for you. And John has fantastic pricing on this. You will leave out of Rome. You'll visit Naples, cruise for a day, go to the Mykonos, Santorini, Ephesus, Athens. You'll go into Crete and then cruising again. This is a dream itinerary for me. But the thing I love about our European sailings, Mediterranean sailings, is it's just a great way to visit the touch points in Europe. And then you can go back to your John and his team, and they can schedule different trips for you to spend more time in some of your favorite ports. But really, you are going to have that is a fantastic itinerary for you. You're just going to have an amazing time. Royal does a great job with shore excursions. We offer convenience, a variety, and then you also have priority embarkation, debarkation. We have special lounges for you. Your MOAA team can also set you up with that. And we try to touch on every kind of excursion that there is. We are fully equipped for accessible adventures. We've got active, we've got culinary. You don't have to be active. You can choose what works best for you, all kinds of cultural delights. And we also offer multi-day adventures. So a little bit of something for everyone. We're going to take a quick look at our suite program. I think you guys might enjoy hearing just a little bit about that, because we do offer a fantastic suite luxury option for you if that is your desired choice to travel. We have our Royal Suite class program on the ships that are listed right here. And then we have our traditional suite program on the ships that are listed right here. So we have different layers of our suite program and different things that are included. All of our accommodation in our suites are absolutely fantastic. We offer a little bit of something for everyone. If you need that baby grand piano in your room, we have got that for you. Taking a quick look at our Royal Suite class. And again, it can be for adults only. It can be for multi-gen. It can be for families. Really, we have something for everyone. But we have the 3-star Sky and Sea class suites in our Royal Suite class in the benefits. We can take a quick look at that. In our C tier benefits include dining at Coastal Kitchen for dinner. And then you've got access to backstage entertainment tours, bridge tours, all kinds of different things going on for the C tier. In our Sky tier benefits, you've got the concierge service. You have all-day access to Coastal Kitchen. You've got specialty bottled water, complimentary internet, which we are equipped with Starlink right now, so it's great internet while you're on board. You get priority dining reservations, backstage entertainment tour, and you have access to our suite sun deck and the suite lounge area, which is a really gorgeous location on the ship. Then our top tier is the Star tier, and these benefits include our Royal Genie, which is basically your second butler. They contact you 6 weeks prior to sailing, identify all the things that you really want to experience while you're on board, off board, what you like, how you like your bar stocked, what kind of dining you like. Really, they take care of absolutely everything for you, which is why we call them the Royal Genie. I won't read through all these, but all of this is also included in our Star tier benefit package. I just want to remind you that Royal Caribbean has been the #1 best cruise line for the last 20 years. I need to update that. We were just voted the best cruise line again this year, so 20 years and running. And if you are a member of our Crown and Anchor program, all of those benefits will be applied to the groups that we have selected for you. So, and John can expand on that just a little bit more, but that's actually all I had. How did we do on timing? Pretty good?
We're doing well. We got 10 minutes to go, and we only had one question that I answered.
Very good.
It was an easy one on using your shipboard credits for gratuities. Excellent. I probably didn't mention one last thing about that. I probably had a longer answer than they're looking for. But if you prepay your gratuities, you cannot use your onboard credit to pay for the gratuities because they won't show up on your onboard account. I think I intended to write that and then forgot. It does not appear as my camera is coming back on, but that's fine. Listening to you, I always think of something when you go through this that I wanted to share, and that's when you go through all these activities, the rock climbing, the surfing, the zip line, the water slides, and all those other type of activities. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are on today's webinar that those things don't really interest them. But the important thing is, and I've been in this industry for 35 plus years, and one of the great things about the way Royal Caribbean's designing their ships now is it's important to have activities for the kids. So that way, when you go to like the solarium or wherever it is you want to go on the ship, they have something they can do. So it's great that there's all of these kids events or for the people who've got, are more interested in those kind of things. And it kind of comes into the other thing that I was just thinking of listening to you talk about Utopia. When you talk about 21 dining venues and 23 bars, a lot of times people get caught up on the size of the ship, and the ship is so big. But think of it like an oceanfront village, because if you're in one of these bars or lounges, and some of the pictures gave a great an illustration of their smaller little venues. And it would be like you're someplace that's got all of these different dining and entertainment venues and all these other activities you can do, but everybody won't be at the same one that you want to do. So it's not the crowds that people think, because a lot of these venues are small venues that are just to appeal to that small group of people who are looking for that. Still no questions. I always hate to end early. We went through the groups. We have, what is there? There are 40 some people at one point were on it. We had over 100 people sign up for it. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we will be sending everyone a copy of this presentation, so you can rewatch any parts of it that you found of interest. And once again, I want to reiterate that, Kristen and myself and everyone at MOAA Vacations wants your cruise, be it on Royal Caribbean or whatever vacation you decide upon, to be as much fun as possible. So absolutely, if you have friends and family, business associates, neighbors, whatever it is, that you would have more fun on your vacation if they went along with you, invite them along. Everything we offer, everything that Kristen talked about today, is available to both you and anyone traveling with you. And when I say you and everyone traveling with you, I'm talking about some of the MOAA exclusives that we have that are only available to MOAA members. And I always want to make sure we're clear on that. It's available to MOAA members and anyone traveling with them. And we have a question.
Yay!
What's the Crown and Anchor program? It's Royal Caribbean's past passenger program. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Kristen, since somebody asked?
Oh, sure. And then you can expand on it. So our Crown and Anchor program is sort of like a loyalty program. And every time you sail, you earn points. And with those points comes different levels of status. And with those levels of status comes different perks. So our Crown and Anchor program is amazing. We offer all kinds of exciting things. And we have some really dedicated, loyal sailors that, it's just a great way to enhance your experience with us. So definitely sign up for that.
Yeah, and I would say it's Royal Caribbean's version of a program that most, if not all, cruise lines have. And what it is you're automatically enrolled after your first Royal Caribbean cruise. And then as you cruise more and more, as Kristen mentioned, you go kind of up in your status, the different levels of it. And as you go up, as you cruise more and more, the discounts on spas or specialty restaurants or private events or priority check-in, I mean, the number of, additional discounts or onboard credit. There's so many different kind of amenities that are part of this program. If you're interested, give us a call. It's actually a program that you can look up online, or if you give us a call or drop us an email, any of the consultants here could just send you that link instead of you kind of searching for it, and you can kind of see where that's going to be. Obviously, if you've never sailed with them before, you're not a member, so those perks are something that you can strive for down the road. But it's a great program once you start sailing with Royal Caribbean, that you can earn more and more amenities as you go. I have an interesting story along that. Kristen, did you want to say anything at all about the World Cruise?
I sure can't. I did not put that in my presentation,
Well,
but we do have a world cruise, which is amazing. I'll let you talk about that.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is we actually had a member who booked the World Cruise, which is 286 days. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 286 days, and there's a number of amenities that you receive as part of the Crown and Anchor program. And he looked at going on this 286-day cruise and decided that he would like to make the next tier of membership loyalty. So I'm not going to remember, but it's like he took his brother on a cruise. He went on a cruise by himself. He took a friend on a cruise and actually went on 3 cruises prior to the world cruise because it saved him so much money in those perks on that 286-day cruise. It was almost as if those 3 cruises were free with all the savings that he was going to have. We hadn't talked about this in our kind of pre-interview or whatever you want to call it. Is there space still available on that world cruise?
There is space. And we also have different segments that are available. You don't get quite the same amount of perks as if you book the whole entire cruise. But yeah, if you have 286 days, we've got a spot for you.
that we do. So yeah, I mean, that's obviously there's not a lot of people who have the time to go on a cruise that long, but as I mentioned, we have one member who's going. So in effect, I guess if you go, we have at least a 2 or 3 person group of MOANs going. So I'm sure he would welcome some company. Other than that, it's 2:56. I think we've given people ample time to ask any questions that they might have. So why don't we go ahead and wrap it up? I would like to thank everyone for attending today, and a special thanks to Kristen Trim, who took a fair amount of time out of her busy schedule. She's got a lot of different travel agencies to work with, so we certainly appreciate her taking time out of her busy schedule to join us today. And then, Kristen, I will turn it over to you for the final word.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate everyone's time. I know we're heading into a long weekend. So just the fact that you joined, I really appreciate it. And we will look forward to seeing you on board. But definitely, John and his team are a fantastic resource for you. Put them to work, and let's get you on ship with us.
Sounds great. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.